Hey y'all, it's Brianna Lynn and welcome to my channel where you will find lifestyle, DIY, and beauty. If you are new, welcome. If you are returning, hey bestie! Please be sure to give this video a thumbs up. If you enjoy it, subscribe down below. And if you really enjoy it, share with a friend. Today we are going to be doing a full face using Dollar Tree makeup. As you can tell, I think the look turned out great. Everything you see in this video was $1 unless otherwise stated. There were a few products that I was not able to find, so I had to improvise with my own. I am super excited to be doing a full face glam from the dollar store, so let's go ahead and jump into it. So guys, to start, I'm going to be using some eye patches that I found. I've never tried the eye patches, however,
I do fancy the mask.
So for some reason, I tend to like the masks that are made in Korea. I just feel like for some reason, the ingredients are better, it feels better on my face, and I feel like Korea knows a lot more about skincare than we know. We're gonna go ahead and put our eye patches on and begin with our eyebrows. So if you see me looking down, I have my monitor here so I can see that I'm in the frame, and then I have my mirror on this side. Trust me, I'm not just looking for my life down there. I needed to see because I'm also blind. So for brows, I was able to find a pomade and also a brow pencil. So these look a little light, so we're gonna work with them. I'm gonna use the pencil to outline and the pomade to fill in. And I was also able to find a brow brush. It has a spoolie and the angled part at the end. First, I'm gonna brush the hairs up with the spoolie. And then I'm gonna go in with the pencil and begin to outline. So you're gonna outline the bottom and then outline the top. The pencil is actually pretty light. There's not too much color coming off. As you can see, I'm trying to mark my hand here. And it's a bit waxy. I have outlined my brows. Now I'm going to go in with the pomade and the brush and begin to fill them in. So I'm going to do small strokes to start with just because I'm testing out the color. I want to see how it looks. So this brush, the spoolie is okay. The angled part, definitely dollar quality. But if you're someone that is just starting out in makeup and is still learning, I feel like any brush from the dollar store is actually pretty good. The pomade is not really my shade. It's a little too light. If I was able to find a darker one, that would have been great. So to clean up the brows, I'm going to be using one of my Wet n Wild brushes. So these are actually the brushes that I've had for 5+ years. I did get all these from the dollar store. You can tell they've been used and abused. So I'm going to be using this flat shader brush to clean up my eyebrows. This is actually a contour stick. It's from LA Colors and it's in the shade Light. I'm going to be using it as concealer. And then I found an e.l.f. one that's in the shade Light Beige. I'm going to use both of these to clean up my brows. So the entire stick just came out. So I'm just going to put it back in. And we're going to act like that didn't happen. Just going to outline the top and the bottom very carefully. So this is going on very smooth. I kind of like it. I'm also going to put a bit of the e.l.f. concealer on. I'm going to go in with my flat shader brush from Wet n Wild and just begin to carve out my brows. So to blend out the rest of the concealer around the eyes, I'm going to use this brush from Beige Cosmetics. It's also a shader brush, but it's a little fluffier. This is number 8. We're just going to blend it out, buff all the concealer into the skin. Okay, brow, come through. I feel like this is always my good brow. This brow right here, love it. This one right here, girl bye. Okay, so our brows are on. I think they look pretty good considering the fact that the shade range was not too good to pick from for the color, and then also the concealer, I don't think it looks too bad. So I'm going to remove my eye pads. These were not so bad. They're actually pretty thin and they were very moist and wet. But I didn't hate them. Try them out. For $1, can't beat them. For my eyelids, I'm actually going to be using the same concealers that we use to clean up our brows. And then to set my eyelids, I like to set it. Personally, you don't have to. I just feel that it helps the eyeshadow stick on and blend a little better when you set it with powder. So I was able to find an LA Colors loose powder. This is in the shade light medium. I've never seen this at the dollar store, nor have I seen it from this brand. So I'm actually pretty excited for this loose powder. I'm a loose powder kind of girl. I prefer it over pressed powder. I feel like sometimes pressed powder can stick to the skin a little too much versus loose powder tends to look a little more natural. Alright, so it just flew out again. I'm just gonna put this back in. If I was doing this on anybody else, I would not use it because it fell on the floor, but it's my floor, I clean, I'm okay with it. I'm gonna put it on my face. So I'm just gonna put a little bit on my eyelid. And I'm gonna go in with the e.l.f. and put 3 dots. So to blend it in, I'm gonna be using my e.l.f. beauty sponge. This was not at the dollar store, however, it came in a pack of 3 and I got it from Walmart. I believe it was less than $5. So I'm gonna go in with the medium one and just blend out the concealer. Then I'm going to go in with my loose powder, my sponge, and then put this on my eyelids. So this just gives it an even tone, an even slate. Remember guys, you want to think of your eyelid as a canvas. Whenever you're putting eyeshadow on or when you're painting, are you going to start off with a dirty canvas or uneven canvas? No. You want it to be clean and smooth and crisp, which I feel helps the eyeshadow blend a little better. So for eyeshadow, I'm going to be using this Beauty Benefits Hollywood Trio. So when I first saw this packaging, I thought it was Benefit Beauty. Deceiving. For my crease, I'm going to be using this contour. For our lid color, I'm going to be using these 2 items. This is actually a Hard Candy Highlighter Compact, and this is the LA Colors Highlight. So one thing I will say about this is that I love how skinny this is. Like, I don't know, it's just so sexy to me and it's so sleek. A fluffy brush. I'm going to go on with the bottom color. I'm also going to dip into the contour. We're just going to place that right into the crease area. This is my main lid color, and then I'm gonna top it with the gold in the middle. I was able to find a setting spray. I'm gonna just take my brush, spray a little bit on that, and then go in my LA Colors highlight. Go in with my finger. Oh yeah, this works a lot better than the brush. So for eyeliner, I was actually really excited to find the LA Colors liquid eyeliner. So this just has a regular brush applicator. This is actually applying very smoothly. I don't really care too much for the brush. It's kind of pointy and a little stiff, but it'll get the job done. Alright, so our eyeliner is on. I know it looks a little crazy right now because I have shadow in my lashes, but that's okay. We're going to keep going with it. Trust the process, okay? So for mascara, I actually found 2 things. This is a primer from LA Colors, and then I also found one from Wet n Wild Mega Wear. I usually use this one. It's the Mega Length. It's not at the dollar store. It usually is. So I'm just going to go in with the primer. Has an interesting smell. It smells like paint. I'm gonna go in with the mascara now. You can't really tell, but that's okay because we're gonna put falsies on anyways. Now for lashes, I was able to find this LA Colors Dramatilash. These are in the style Dainty. Super excited for these. This is actually not my first time trying these. I've tried them before, and then I went back and ended up buying like 5 more packs because I actually like them. They are very natural, good for every day, and also if you're a beginner to lashes, this is a very good start because they're not so dramatic to where you're gonna be like, oh my god. I was not able to find any lash glue at the dollar store. I would have loved to try it out. So I'm using my duo glue. This was not $1. We're gonna go ahead and apply our lashes. So you can still see the glue just a little bit. That's okay. It's gonna dry down clear, so don't worry. I'm gonna go in with my Mega Wear mascara. I'm gonna blend my natural lashes with the falsies and also see if this gives the falsies some dimension. I'm just gonna take a little bit and set my brows. When you use mascara to set your brows, it just brings back the life into them. Sometimes when you use the pomade and pencils to fill them in, it kind of takes the hair effect away. So what I mean by that is that it looks a little too pomade-y-ish. Does that make sense? So when you put mascara, it kind of like defines the hairs more and brings them back from the dead. Moving into foundation, I was able to find a primer from LA Colors. It's a color correcting one and it says it's clear. It's actually white. So I'm gonna blend it in, see if it blends. It's leaving a white cast. So I'm not sure I want to use that because I do want this look to come out nice. So I'm just going to go in with my No Problem primer from Touch in Soul. I received this in a BoxyCharm a little while back. If you don't have BoxyCharm, you need to get on it, sis. What are you doing? The products are bomb, but look into it for yourself. So I'm just gonna take this and put it all over the face. And I'm just going to pat it. I'm gonna press it into the skin. I know a lot of people like to rub a dub, but for me, I find that patting it is most effective. So for foundation, this is from the brand Sassy and Chic. It's a moisturizing foundation and I got the colors medium 1 and dark 1. So this one is the medium one and this one is the darker one. So I'm definitely just gonna mix. To go on with my big e.l.f. beauty sponge. It's very sheer. It's very lightweight. I'm not getting much coverage. You can still see my redness peeking through. I'm gonna go in with the second coat and see if it does anything. It's layering pretty well. I'm just a little nervous how my concealer is gonna look on top. I hope it doesn't drag it off. Bring it down to my neck area just to make sure they blend seamlessly. The coverage is not so bad. It doesn't have any SPF in it. I prefer like a tinted moisturizer that has SPF, especially if I'm going to the beach. The sun kills my skin. It turns it very red. For concealer, I'm going to be going in with the same two products, the e.l.f. and the LA Colors, and I'm going to just go ahead and apply that. This is fun. It feels like a crayon. I look crazy, but that's okay. So I'm just gonna go in with my medium sponge from e.l.f. and blend in my concealer. For contour, it's the same type of stick as the concealer from LA Colors. This one I believe is in the shade Dark, so I'm gonna just go in with this for cream contour. To blend this, I'm gonna go in with another Beige Cosmetics brush. I can't tell a difference. I don't really think it did too much, but we're gonna act like it did. Going in with my loose powder from LA Colors. I'm gonna go ahead and set my under eyes. You can kind of see the different colors on my face just because the powder is a little darker and has a little wash of color more than the foundation we use. So I'm gonna go ahead and set the rest of my face with the powder and see what it looks like. I'm gonna go in with a fluffy brush from my Beige Cosmetics set. I think that looks a little better. No, it does not match my neck. I know, once again, the shade range from the dollar store was limited, so we're just gonna go with it. Okay, for my contour powder, I'm gonna go in with the Beauty Benefits Hollywood. Go in with my Wet n Wild angled brush. So I feel like it gave us a little bit of color, not too much. This contour powder is extremely sheer and light. So I'm gonna go ahead and spray my face with the setting spray just to soak it all in, and then I'm gonna go in with my beauty sponge to keep blending it. You can definitely smell it now. It smells like mildew water with like a hint of someone's menthol breath from smoking cigarettes. It's definitely a no for me. The smell is very old and mildew. So right after this, I'm gonna go wash my face. Use my beauty sponge to blend it in. So for blush, I'm gonna be using this Hard Candy Compact. do this, I'm going to be going in with my Luxie brush. This is like a dual fiber brush, so the bristles on top are not as dense as they are here. I'm going to use this because I don't want that much product or that much blush to go onto my cheeks. I want a very light wash. It's sheer, which is fine for this look because I was wanting that anyways, just because the eyes are so bold with the highlighter. I don't want the cheeks to overwhelm it and add to it and just be a hot mess. For our highlight, I'm going to be using the same color I applied on the lid, and I'm going to be using my Beige cosmetic brush. It seems like I'm using a lot of Beige cosmetic brushes, but that's only because they're really good, guys. Y'all need to check them out. I'm just going to be spraying my brush and my face with my Mario Budescu, you know what I mean, just to give it more pigment on my face and for the highlight to stick. So I'm going to go in with the pencil brush and just apply this on the brow bone. For my bottom lashes, I'm going to be going back in with the Trio from Beauty Benefit, a small fluffy brush. Now I'm going to go in and add bottom mascara using the same Wet n Wild Mega Mascara. I'm going to go ahead and put a little black eyeliner on my waterline just to give my eyes a little. I'm going to be using this e.l.f. black eyeliner. This is nice because it has a little sharpener on top. For lips, I found these two items. Lip liner from Benefit Beauty Hollywood, and this lipstick is from LA Colors. It's the Velvet Lip Mousse. Very. Go ahead and apply the lipstick. This is what it looks like so far. I promise you it's not red, it's berry. As far as brow products, I didn't mind them. I would have liked them to be a little darker, or to at least get the next shade up so that way it was darker. I feel like it came off a little bit too brown, mahogany, walnutty-ish. So that was the only thing, but I did feel like the pomade applied very nicely and the pencil did as well. It was just a bit waxy. As far as the concealers, I like the e.l.f. However, the LA Colors one, the whole product coming out of the package, that I didn't like, because had I paid like regular price at the store, I'd be a little disappointed. But being the fact that this was from the dollar store and it was only $1, I'm not really complaining. The color was a little bit sheer. However, I like the e.l.f. concealer. It gave a little bit more color. It was a little bit more opaque. As far as the Sassy and Chic foundation, I would have liked if the shade range was better, of course, but being that we had to work with what we had, I don't mind it. The application of it was pretty sheer. It was buildable. I can see myself using this foundation again just to have like a quick little tint of color on, like if I have to run out the house or have to run errands. This I actually liked a lot. The color was very nice. It's similar to using like the Airspun, although this one has like a tinted color to it. As far as the contour, I don't really care too much for this one. It was very light on and the color payoff wasn't too good. As far as the contour stick, I didn't really mind this. This I could probably do without. As far as blending it, I kind of feel like it took all the product off, so it didn't really do anything for me. I was a little sad that the primer didn't work out and that it didn't end up being clear like it says on the bottle. The fact that it's going to leave a white cast on my face. If you try to use this and then you go out and take pictures, you girl, you are going to be looking like Casper the Friendly Ghost, and we don't want to be friends with ghosts. Okay? As far as the highlighters are concerned, slash lid colors, absolutely love these. I do see myself using them again, especially this one. There's just something about this packaging that is so sexy. It fits in the hand so nicely. Packaging A1, love it. This has a little bit more shimmer in it, like chunky glitter. As far as applying it on the cheeks, you want to go very lightly. That chunky glitter can be a nightmare. The eyeshadow was nice. The color went on smooth. It blended well. As far as the mascara, I didn't really like the brush applicator. I like mine to be a little bit more fluffy just because my lashes need it. My lashes are very straight and they go straight out. They don't curve up. So having an applicator that's sparse like this and that's not as fluffy doesn't really do my lashes any justice. As far as the eyeliner is concerned, I'm not mad about it. It actually applied very well, even though the applicator brush on it is pretty stiff. It kind of makes it really hard to get that clean, crisp angle when you're doing a wing liner. I don't really like shiny eyeliner. If I was to use this again, I would be sure to put like a black eyeshadow over it to make it matte because girl, I don't want to be looking all vinyl. No thank you. The setting spray for me was a big no. I think this look came out great. Being that we had limited products to work with, our shade range wasn't as great. That's why my face doesn't match my neck, but that's okay. Please be sure to comment down below if you enjoyed this look, what other looks you'd like to see. If you'd like to see another dollar store look, let me know. I personally enjoyed this. Be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and if you really enjoyed it, share with a friend. Bye!